Welcome to the award-winning Real Estate Mortgage Shop, where home buyers, homeowners, and investors get practical mortgage and real estate insight straight from the pros with your host, Joe Garner.
Good morning, Memphis, and welcome to our internet listeners and podcast listeners across the 50 states. You're on Real Estate Mortgage Shop. I'm your host, Joe Garner. I'm a mortgage loan officer. Connect with me today at jogarner.com. Our topic today, July 11th, 2026, is Retire Smart. Protect your home, your money, and your lifestyle. You know what? Smart financing, smart repairs, and smart living choices. These are for your next chapter. Thank you to attorneys Shelley Rothman and Rob Drawn of Griffin Clift, Everton, and Mashmeyer Law Firm for sponsoring this episode of Real Estate Mortgage Shop. When you're ready to buy a home or refinance one, call Rob and Shelley for the title work and closing. 901-752-1133. Back in the co-host chair, we have Ed Hill of Masters Roofing. And Ed, you have a great reputation for doing excellent work on roof repairs and replacements. You keep your customers happy with other types of exterior home repairs too. But Ed, take a minute and introduce yourself to our listeners and talk about some of the services that you offer at Masters Roofing.
Thank you so much, Joe. It's great to be here today. And if you're listening, you don't know who I am. If people have a need for solving a roof leak, I can help you. Replacing a roof, dealing with insurance. Man, what a headache that is sometimes.
You sure helped me one time.
Sometimes it's as simple as this wood rot on my house is killing me. I got to do something about this. You know, we do a little painting, vinyl windows. We do gutter systems. We do a lot of exterior work, and we even do some painting inside and, you know, light drywall repair for those stains on ceilings from leaks.
Yes.
So that's mainly what we do.
Well, Ed, glad to have you in the studio. How do we contact you?
Just call me or text me directly at 901-273-6594. And if you just call the office number, which is a different number, who knows who you'll get. But if you want me,
what's
you
that
need
number
to call
again?
me directly at 901-273-6594.
Okay, well, we're going to hear more from Ed, but what are some ways that you can retire smart, protect your home, your finances, and your lifestyle? Well, in the book, Choosing the Best Mortgage, the Quickest Way to the Life You Want, I wrote about a lady that I call Betty Burkhoff, not her real name, of course. But when Betty's husband suddenly passed away, she was floundering in a world completely foreign to her. She still worked her job. Her husband had left her with a very small life insurance policy that did not pay off the mortgage, but it did give her some time to make a budget and rearrange her spending habits. During the Great Recession, she lost that job and could only work part-time. She and her little dog, Barkley, were just barely making it when the heating system went out in her house. She couldn't afford to get it fixed, and, of course, it was wintertime, and she felt a lot of fear about what was going to happen now. It seemed like the long, dark tunnel would never end for her. But Betty was not a quitter. She had to take that high interest rate home repair loan from the contractor, from the heating and air service, just to get her heat fixed that week. But she talked to me, and within less than 30 days, we did a cash-out refinance for her. We consolidated into that refinance her mortgage, that high-interest, high-payment contractor loan, and some of her credit cards, and saved her several $100s a month.
Wow.
Life was good again for Miss Burkhoff. But, okay, that was in the book, the Choosing the Best Mortgage book. But fast forward to recently. Miss Burkhoff is retired now. She's quite a bit older, and she found herself in debt again after some medical situations. But there was still plenty of equity in her home, even after the refinance that we did a few years ago. So the best financing now, and I tell the story because we may have some listeners out there that are in this situation, the best financing now for Betty Burkhoff was the FHA government-backed reverse mortgage. This would completely pay off that mortgage and some of her other debts, too, giving her breathing room on her budget. She could enjoy a life, get this, with no mortgage payments. And Betty Burkhoff found relief once again with just the right financing. And in this case, it was the government-backed reverse mortgage. So if you're over 62 years old and have a lot of equity built up in your home, the reverse mortgage may be your ticket to a more joyful retirement lifestyle too. The government-backed reverse mortgage has seen a lot of recent positive changes, which makes me a proponent for it now in some situations. Contact me today, 901-482-0354, 901-482-0354, jogarner.com. We can talk about your situation. But real quick, before I move back over to Ed, here are some other questions that people ask who are contemplating retirement. Here they are. Should you stay? Should I stay? Should I remodel, downsize, or maybe just move closer to family? Will my current home fit my lifestyle 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now? Here's another question they ask. Am my house rich but cash flow tight? Here's another one. Can my home equity help me improve my quality of life? And here's some financing options we move into at that point. We talk about maybe in some cases renovation repair loans, cash out refinance options like we did for Ms. Burkhoff. Home equity may be the answer for you. Reverse mortgage possibilities, in some cases, not every case. And buying the right size retirement home. If you have any of those questions contemplating it, contact me today, jogarner.com. I'm in the mortgage business, but we have Ed Hill of Masters Roofing. He's in the roof business. And Ed, you have some tips for baby boomers who need to do some home repairs in order to sell their home, or maybe they just want to retire and remain safely and comfortable in their home.
Hey, thank you, Joe. And listen, if you like a transcript of what I'm going to teach today, write really fast, okay? And also you can find it on jogarner.com,
yes,
I think.
That's a lot easier.
But we're talking about getting your home retirement ready, okay? Fixing your home up so it's ready for retirement when you retire. Joe, baby boomers are retiring from the workforce now in waves, and it's going to be more, a lot more will do that in the next few decades. And Joe, do you know what that means?
What does that mean, Ed?
Well, number one, with all their newfound leisure time, these retiring senior adults are going to take up all the remaining slots for pickleball. Number one. Number two,
place your money on that bet.
This is going to make the lines even longer at the lunch buffet. I mean, if you can imagine that, because now they're there, right?
Yeah, you're too much.
And then number three, they're going to occupy the expertise of home improvement contractors.
Yes.
To take care of a lot of accessibility issues.
That's
and
already
all that
happening.
Kind of stuff.
It's already happening.
That third one, it's happening now. Boomers considering or planning on retirement, or maybe who've recently retired, are causing a trend in the home renovation industry. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk today about how you can get, ahead of that trend and not be chasing, like, I can't get contractors to come and help me, because I think I've noticed more and more homeowners that I go to are, in my age range or older, and they're saying the phrase, this is the phrase, Joe, I'm trying to get my home ready so I don't have to do a roof, when I'm 80, or replace the furnace or whatever.
Right.
And so they're doing all of these things that need to be taken care of while they have the money to do it. Mm-hmm. And that makes sense.
Oh, it does. And, you have some good rules of how to pick a contractor, too, Ed, which have saved people a lot of trouble and money.
For those that listen to it, yes. I meet people all the time that are just unaware, for some reason, of how to choose the right kind of contractors for the right kind of job, and they're not happy with the quality, or sometimes they lose their money, because of down payments and the work's not completed, that kind of thing. Like
they pay the contractor before they do the work kind of thing.
Sure, yeah, that's
a big one.
That's pretty much never good.
Mm-hmm. The other one, too, and some of our insurance people out there know this one, that you need to make sure that they're licensed and bonded, and when they quickly flash that form to you, make sure it's not expired.
Did you see that, Joe?
Yeah,
flash that form.
He's just flashing it in front of you.
Exactly. Choose an estate licensed contractor. They have to carry workers' comp. They have to actually have general liability, and they actually have to have a real bond. Everybody says licensed, bonded, and insured, but are they state licensed?
And is it not expired? Because if they have an accident on your property, guess who they're coming after if they're not licensed, bonded, and insured?
Well, Joe, I've got good news for all of us senior adults. We have a real advantage over these young whippersnappers, and I'm going to tell you what it is. We already have decades of experience in hiring, home contractors to do painting and air conditioning and plumbing and all of that. And for that reason, I think they're eager to get their homes taken care of and repaired for their retirement years so that they're not stressed out. Like I said, when they're older, the cash flow's less. It's just harder if you put things off. So if you're thinking about it, come back when we get back from the break, and we're going to cover some things you need to consider.
Ed Hill, Masters Roofing. How do we contact you, sir?
Just call or text me directly on my cell phone, not the office number, 901-273-6594.
And I'm Joe Garner. I'm a mortgage officer. Connect with me for your home purchase or refinance here in the Mid-South or anywhere in the country, jogarner.com. But when we come back, we're going to be hearing more from Ed Hill of Masters Roofing. We have Donna Roach of Hearthside Senior Living with some tips for those who decide the best life is in a place where they can get quality help in the routines of living. So stay tuned. We will see you guys back in just a moment. Real Estate Mortgage Shop provides general information, not an offer to lend. Joe Garner, Talk Shop Real Estate Mortgage Shop, does not endorse 100% of the information covered on Real Estate Mortgage Shop. Consult with your certified advisors before acting on any information given on Real Estate Mortgage Shop. Joe Garner is a licensed mortgage loan officer, NMLS 757308, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Hi, I'm Mark McLaurin at Refrigeration Unlimited in Memphis, Tennessee. You're listening to Real Estate Mortgage Shop. Now back to your host, Joe Garner.
Okay, it's time for Comic Queries. You probably already know the answer, but we're going to ask you anyway.
Okay, Joe, I got one for you. Why did the retiree become a gardener?
I know the answer. Because after years of working for a living, they wanted to spend time in retirement growing their assets.
You are right.
Okay, well, I got one for you, Ed.
All right, go ahead.
One was planned. What's the difference between a roof repair and a surprise vacation? And one was planned, and it wasn't the roof repair.
That's for sure. Hey, listen, if that describes you this week, we have ways to spread those payments out with Hearth Financing, so call me.
Awesome. How do we contact you, Ed?
Just call direct 901-273-6594.
Well, today on Real Estate Mortgage Shop, we're talking about retire smart, protect your home, your money, and your lifestyle. I'm your host, Joe Garner. I'm in the mortgage business, and for your home purchase or refinance, you can brag about. You can find the right mortgage with me, and we'll make the process easy on a traditional mortgage, special programs, or outside-of-the-box mortgage. Connect with me at jogarner.com. But we're going to do something we like to do a lot, and that's our Talk Shop business tip for real estate pros. And Talk Shop is one of our main sponsors. They offer free networking and education to our local business community. You can join Talk Shop. You can come for free, or you can be a sponsor and get a wide variety of marketing venues at below market prices. Check out Talk Shop at talkshoppe.com. But I want to say thank you to one of our very loyal Talk Shop sponsors. This lady is committed, constantly contributing toward our business community and our health and wellness community through her Talk Shop sponsorship and more. But Donna Roach of Hearthside Senior Living in Bartlett. Donna, I have heard so many people, as you're the director of Hearthside Senior Living, people have said you bring so much joy to the residents and their families. You make everyone feel special and appreciated. Oh. And, you know, we had a family member, personally, I had a family member over there who just loved living at Hearthside Senior Living, but you have a good reputation for being a wise person who gives families good advice when they're trying to find the best fit for where they want their loved ones to live later in life. Even if they don't come to our side, you are so generous with good information. Donna Roach, what is our talk shop tip today?
Those are very kind words. I do appreciate that. It doesn't matter what age you are. If you're in your 50s or 60s, make sure if you're thinking about any kind of retirement, are you going to stay where you are? Are you going to move? Talk to a financial planner. Get your assets in line. Grow your assets. Like your joke. It might have been a joke, but it's true.
It's true.
Grow your assets. And also know what kind of finances you have for the future. Because if you do plan to move to a senior community, you need to know that you can afford it for the years of your life. Don't outgrow your money.
You know, I know that some of the benefits for our family member who stayed there at Hearthside was less isolation. She had activities and friendships.
Oh, yes.
You know, instantly over there. She had transportation when she needed it, meals, all the convenience of living without her having to work to do it. And she had help and medical support, just less burden on the family, the whole thing. How do we contact you, Donna?
901-233-3949.
All right. Well, we're going back to Ed Hill of Masters Roofing today. You know, of course, we're talking about Retire Smart, protect your home, your money, and your lifestyle. And Ed, our producer, has just said that we have a very happy customer on the phone. You just did her roof this week.
Nice. Excellent.
We got Dee on the phone. Welcome to Real Estate Mortgage Shop, Dee.
Good morning. When I realized that Ed Hill was your guest today, I had to call in to say there couldn't be a better roofing company or nicer group of people to work with than Ed Hill and Masters Roofing. I am so proud of my new roof. And, Joe, thank you and your podcast for helping me to find Ed. Because the last time he was on as your guest, I wrote down his contact info. I'd known for some time that I needed a new roof, but I'd been putting it off because, well, I stress over any project at my house, first of all. I usually ask an annoying number of questions of any contractor, and I'm a perfectionist. And Ed Hill satisfied all three of those things.
Wow.
Do you have time for me to tell you how?
That's too kind, Dee.
Well, to handle the stress, Ed explained every aspect of what the installation would involve and why Masters Roofing believes their methods and materials are preferred. And I believe they use state-of-the-art technology and materials.
Wow.
And as far as the questions, Ed provided a checklist of things his company does and things I could do to prepare the house. But I still had more questions, and Ed answered every single time I called him. He responded to every text. He came as soon as the materials were delivered to make sure everything was right. He sent enough of a crew to accomplish the job in a day's time. They arrived when he said they would. He checked their progress periodically throughout the day. And as far as my perfectionism is concerned, the new roof is perfect. I love the color we picked out together. And I did have several choices. I couldn't decide. Ed knew from his experience which color would look the best with the house, and it does. They were mindful and respectful of other projects I've completed recently. And Ed personally participated in the cleanup. There's not one shingle left in the yard. There's not one nail left in the yard. And the landscaping, not a single leaf was touched. I mean, they couldn't have done a more perfect job.
Wow, Dee, thank you so much for taking
really
that time to
Dee.
call in. Oh, wow. Dee, thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, Joe, we're going back to our topics now. Excuse me. I have to wipe my eyes here.
Give him a Kleenex,
That was amazing.
Donna. Goodness gracious.
Really appreciate that.
Ed, pull it together.
All right.
Those were nice words, though.
I've been using Southern AI lately, Joe. So this is what I found out. According to Southern AI, a whole mess of people are starting to have to do this before they retire, or as soon as they retire. So this is what we're talking about, folks. Repair projects. Let me give you an example. Seniors are thinking about making repairs and still working. They got the cash flow. So that might be replacing leaking gutters that are too small, rotting fascia and soffit. Enhancement projects, things like money-saving, energy-efficient vinyl windows or cladding the home in vinyl. And in safety projects, that's replacing that unsafe 1940s bathtub, Joe.
Oh, yes.
Without a walk-in
exactly
tub or walk-in
like.
shower and, those kind of things.
All right, you're listening to Real Estate Mortgage Shop. Retire smart, protect your home, your money, and your lifestyle. I'm Joe Garner. I'm a mortgage officer. Connect with me today, jogarner.com. Ed Hill, Masters Roofing.
901-273-6594.
Donna Roach, Hearthside Senior Living.
Call my cell, 901-651-2503.
Hey, Joe, as a mortgage expert, what golden nuggets are in your book to guide in overcoming appraisal obstacles?
Well, in the book, we share various stories about how people got around obstacles with the home appraisal, like how to cover and deal with repairs and ways to fund those repairs after closing if needed, how to deal with low appraisal values, and more.
There's a lot more in Joe's book, Choosing the Best Mortgage, the Quickest Way to the Life You Want. Pick up your copy today at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or jogarner.com.
Hi, John Luddy, Senior Vice President of Reverse Mortgages at Supreme Lending, Hartford, Connecticut. You're listening to Real Estate Mortgage Shop. Now back to your host, Joe Garner.
Okay, so it's time for Did You Know? See if you can guess the answer before we do. You probably can. But here's our trivia question.
What is the name of the agency in Memphis founded by Tim Boulding in 1994 to help low to moderate income families become homeowners? Today, this agency is an affiliate of the United Way of the Mid-South and funded through the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
And here's a hint. This agency offers homebuyers education that support homebuyers qualifying to get special home loans, down payment assistance. And hint number 2, this agency also has a special low interest rate home repair loan program for low to moderate income homeowners who can't afford to do those important repairs. What is our answer?
Well, Joe, this isn't fair, but I've actually had customers helped by them. So I know the answer to this. It's United Housing Memphis 901 Help. And it's headed by the wonderful Trudy McClellan.
Yes, isn't she a champion for low to moderate homeowners and
Sure
home
is.
buyers? Well, United Housing, thank you, Ed. That is, and if you need a home buyer's education, just need some help, you're a low to moderate income person, please contact them, United Housing in Memphis. Today on Real Estate Mortgage Shop, we're talking about Retire Smart, protect your home, your money, and your lifestyle. I'm your host, Joe Garner. I am a mortgage officer. I can help you with a home purchase loan or a refinance loan here in the Mid-South or anywhere in the country. We can get you a loan you can brag about. We can find the right mortgage and make that process easy on a traditional mortgage special program or outside the box mortgage program. Connect with me today, jogarner.com. We have Ed Hill of Masters Roofing in the house in Bartlett, Tennessee. How do we contact you, sir?
901-273-6594.
And Donna Roach of Hearthside Senior Living.
901-651-2503.
Okay, well, let's talk about financing. And when I'm talking with people who are thinking about retirement, the 5-year retirement home checkup, that's what I call it. And one of them is a roof check. That's one of your most expensive repairs. So check that. And, sometimes these can be pretty expensive, but if you can plan it right, finance it right, it's not so bad. Safety check. Will your home work as you age? Payment check is number 3. Does your mortgage still fit your retirement income? I've helped so many people be able to readjust that payment so they can afford it. Equity check is number 4. Is your home wealth working for you, or is it just sitting there and doing nothing? Number 5, lifestyle check. Is your home giving you freedom, or is it creating stress? These are all questions that people ask as they're going into 5 years before their retirement. But I want to tell a quick story. Now, this is an example of someone who was 5 years out. getting retired. I call him Jason Jansen, not his real name, Ed.
Of course not. Joe, why do they always have to have like the same letter that starts like Jason Jansen?
Just because
Billy
I'm not
Bob,
right.
and so on. What's up with that?
I'm not right, Ed. But, I just
All
have
right,
fun
I'm not
with
touching
it.
that.
I'm having fun with it. All right, so Jason Jansen wanted to retire years ago, but because of a misunderstanding with his tax professional, he was paying back several years of IRS liens. The set monthly payment to the IRS was just more than would allow the lender to, and he couldn't pay it.
Right.
It was just too much. And we had to figure out a way, Ed, that we could give him a mortgage that would pay off this. It was over $20,000 in, actually it was, for him, it was $100,000, but I think he knocked it off $20,000. So it was $80,000 he had to pay off.
Yeah. That's a lot.
It was a lot. And, to do that, a lot of lenders said, well, we're not going to do a loan for you because you have an IRS lien. He said, well, I need a loan to pay off the IRS lien. So we were able to give him a quote, but he said, Joe, that's perfect. You got rid of my IRS loan, but now I can't retire because the payment's too high for my retirement income. What are you going to do about it? I asked him about his retirement plan. When you retire, what's going to happen next? He said, well, my company's going to give me a lump sum, and it was going to be very large. It was going to be, almost $100,000 he was going to get in a lump sum. He could do whatever he wanted to with it.
Mm-hmm.
He could put it in a annuity plan, a retirement, or he could do whatever he wanted to with it. What he ended up doing, he said, here's what I'm going to do, Joe, if you can help me. And I gave him what's called a recast option on his loan.
Mm-hmm.
It's not automatic, so don't think you can just do a loan and this is automatic. I set it up so that a year after he retired, so that he wouldn't be taxed on this money while he was making a full income, he could take that over 20% of what he owed on his mortgage and pay it as a prepayment to principal, and the mortgage company would adjust his payment down to meet whatever that lower balance was. So that, yes, he's not retired right now. He could get rid of the IRS lien. Yes, he would have a higher payment, but he's making money right now. But when he retired, he could take some of the lump sum he was getting and pay it down. But these are just examples of ways that we can play with, we can arrange the puzzle pieces around so that it works for you, whatever it is that your situation is. It may not be the same as Miss Burkhoff's. It may not be the same as Jason's. But whatever it is, we're going to look 5 to 10 years out and make sure that the mortgage arrangement we have works for you today, but also tomorrow. Here's some other ways to find extra funds to buy a home or repair one. Using a renovation repair loan would assist in funding repairs, but it does require a little more money down, a little higher closing costs than your regular loans. But hey, it's a godsend if you're trying to buy a home that needs renovating, and at the end of the day, you walk into equity. I've seen that happen many times.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yes. Borrowing against your retirement fund as a down payment. You don't have to pay that back right away. Most of the time, you can pay it back whenever you want to, and you can get you in a house today and without upsetting your emergency fund. Number 3, getting an equity line. That may be the easiest way for you. If you need money, you can get an equity line on one house to put down on another house and then pay both of those, your first mortgage and your equity line, off on the old house once you sell it. A lot of strategies. Most people, when they're getting ready to refinance today, we see this. They're doing a cash out refinance. They're trying to combine some higher interest rate credit cards. Man, if you've checked your credit card lately, do you know how much interest you're paying?
Right.
I mean, some of my clients said, well, I thought I was paying 12%. I'm paying 28%.
Wow.
And it's just compounding. So we do a refinance. We combine all that into one mortgage, one single interest rate, fixed rate loan, and then we set up a plan for them to prepay the mortgage. A lot of help there. Cash out refinance. People are using a cash out refinance to buy another property. Maybe they're buying a primary residence, maybe a rental property, maybe a home for an aging loved one. Number 3, cash out refinance to modify their home to fit the way they want to live. And Ed, that goes back to what you said earlier.
Right.
About that. Modifying your home. There are numerous ways to finance modifying and repairing, improving your home. But this is one. Renovation repair loans, we mentioned that. Reverse mortgages, if you're over 62 and you plan on being in the home for a long time, you've got quite a bit of equity in there. It's a great way today, depending on which reverse mortgage program you use. And please talk to me, because there's a couple of government-backed ones that have made a lot of positive changes in favor of the homeowner. So, and also cash from other sources.
A general question, generally speaking, if somebody sees an advertisement on TV or hears one on radio about a reverse mortgage, is it automatically something that type that you would recommend?
No, they're not automatically that way.
Would you say that most of those they hear are not what they want to get into?
I don't know, but that's a fair question.
But there's a good chance.
There's a good chance they're selling you what makes them money.
Safest thing to do is call Joe Garner.
Thank you, Ed. You're so sweet.
There you go. I was going somewhere with this, Joe. Work with me here.
I'm trying.
Come on.
I'm trying to work with you. But yeah, reverse mortgages aren't for everybody, but they're more so now than they were a few years ago, depending on which product. Home equity sometimes is the easiest, fastest way, but look at it from 5 to 10 years out. We don't know where interest rates are going to go. If it's a variable rate, you're carrying the
Joe, I got a question for you.
The risk. Yes, sir.
I've been shocked at how many people, when I mention equity, they don't know what that is. Can you explain what equity is?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Ed. That is a very good point. If you own a house that's worth $500,000 and you owe $250,000 on it, your equity is the difference between what you owe and what that house is worth. So you've got equity of $250,000.
So they can use that to take care of some things right now.
That's right.
Yeah,
they can do it.
A lot of people in Memphis, listeners, listen to me. A lot of people that you know do not understand they have options with their equity.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're listening to Real Estate Mortgage Shop. I'm Joe Garner, your host. I'm a mortgage officer. Connect with me today at jogarner.com. Ed Hill of Masters Roofing's in the house. How do we contact you, Ed?
901-273-6594.
And we have Donna Roach of Hearthside Senior Living.
901-651-2503.
2503. Okay, so you guys are back in just a moment.
Good morning. I'm Preston Wilson, an estate planning and probate lawyer in Memphis, Tennessee. You're listening to Real Estate Mortgage Shop. Now back to your host, Joe Garner.
For our insights and inspiration, I call this story Boom to Bust to Reaching Toward $1 Billion. This well-known businessman built his wealth to $4 million at age 26. He was rich until the bank that held his debt sold, and the new bank demanded he pay back $1.2 million within 90 days. A different bank demanded an additional $800,000. The financial strain fractured his life, this man's life, and his family's life. After working frantically for 2 years to try to pay the debt, he was at the end of himself, and his marriage was at the brink of divorce. He and his wife had to declare bankruptcy, and they lost everything. But he would not stay down. He looked at what went wrong and made improvements to his system of building wealth, this time without going into debt. After successfully bouncing back, this man wrote a book and came up with a system that helped other people become wealthy without getting into debt. Today, Yahoo Finance reported that Dave Ramsey is worth about $850 million. You may recognize him as the author of Financial Peace, and his class is called Financial Peace University. Are you taking a look at what you can do today to improve your retirement lifestyle tomorrow? Consult with a trusted financial advisor. Are you planning to remain in your home? What finance strategies can you use to minimize the amount you pay toward debt? What improvements do you need to make to your home? Do you have enough finances in place to afford to move to a place offering assisted living? Let's talk about what you can accomplish with your mortgage. Connect with me today, jogarner.com, 901-482-0354. Today on Real Estate Mortgage Shop, we're talking about retire smart, protect your home, your money, and your lifestyle. I'm Joe Garner. I'm a mortgage officer. I can help you if you're in the Mid-South or anywhere in the country on your home purchase or refinance. Call me, text me, 901-482-0354. We have Ed Hill of Masters Roofing from Bartlett, Tennessee in the house today. Ed, how is the best way to contact you?
901-273-6594.
Donna Roach of Hearthside Senior Living.
901-651-2503.
Now it's time for the real estate tip of the week. Donna Roach of Hearthside Senior Living. I believe you have a good tip for us.
I do. Do your research. Are you going to stay home? Are you going to move? Find the location you want to move to, and then check your finances. Just like Ed's been saying, Joe's been saying, you're going to upgrade your house. That's if you're going to stay there and not move. That's when you need to know where your finances are going to go. So always do your research.
And, you know, in some cases, they may want to do some repairs on their house to sell their home because they may want to move to Hearthside Senior Living and have lots of instant friends and activities and happy people like you, Donna.
That's right. That's why you need your research, because is it going to be financially better for you to stay and fix your house and get it ready to age in place? Or are you going to actually have enough money to go move to a senior living community, which is independent, assisted, whatever.
Right.
Know what your future is going to be like.
Well, Ed Hill, I believe you have some tips for us, too.
Yes, if you're a homeowner or even a realtor and you're involved in selling or buying a home and the home inspection report indicates needed repairs, call me. Some of them I can do, but the ones even I can't do, I can refer you to someone who can take care of it. It's not the end of the world if the home inspection report says there's some problems here. A lot of times there's drama involved with that, but it's pretty simple.
How do we contact you?
901-273-6594.
I want to share a quick tip. You may be looking at just your finances, but have you considered buying a new home and moving in with some of your family members whose finances can also help with the purchase, down payment, monthly payments on that home? Move into something where you can all live in the same house and still have privacy. I've seen some very happy, successful scenarios doing that. So don't forget that option and more. Contact me. I'm in the mortgage business. We can brainstorm together. 901-482-0354. We want to say thank you to our sponsors. One of our major sponsors is Talk Shop, and Talk Shop offers free networking and education for our business and real estate and health and welfare communities. They meet every Wednesday, 9 to 10 a.m. Central. Right now, they're meeting at the Independent Planning Group's conference room at Clark Tower. Go to talkshoppe.com and check the events tab. It'll tell you where the events are located. We thank Ben Hunter, an outstanding financial professional, Independent Planning Group, for being Talk Shop's location sponsor. Talk Shop on Wednesday, July the 15th, 2026, 9 a.m. Central. We've got Barbara Tharp. She is the founder of Becoming You. She's talking about 6 observations about starting over. This is a health talk powered by Mary Lou Novak of ResourceForCare.com, sponsored by Tim Fleschner and Janelle Holloway of Mid-South Home Helpers. They're a non-medical home care agency, 901-414-9696, and, of course, hosted by Talk Shop. Talk Shop says thank you to our generous sponsors who make this free education and networking possible. Thank you to Clint Cooper and Valerie Smith of Redeemers Group Foundation and Crawl Space Repair Company. If you're dealing with cracks in your walls, brick, or doors or windows suddenly don't open or close easily, maybe it is a foundation problem. So contact Redeemers Group, redeemersgroup.com. Talk Shop says thank you to Leanne Morse of All Things New Moving Company for your contributions to our real estate and healthcare service providers through your Talk Shop sponsorship. When you're ready to reorganize and downsize, start a new life, contact Leanne Morse, 901-433-9733. Make your plan. Let's work your plan. If the deal works for you today, let's do it today. Subscribe. You'll get our weekly podcast and show notes at jogarner.com. Want to leave you with a quote from the Quote Corner, and this is from Anonymous. I have enough money to last me for the rest of my life, as long as I don't buy anything. I think they need a little help, don't you, Ed?
Probably.
Anything you guys want to add before we say
I
goodbye?
do. I want to talk about Talk Shop. If you're out there looking for a way to network your business, Talk Shop is where you need to be. You can even zoom in.
Yes.
If you can't get there to the building itself, zoom in, and you will have so many folks that can become referral sources that you network with. So thank you, Joe, for hosting Talk Shop every week. It is wonderful.
Thank you so much. You can contact Talk Shop at Talk SHOPPE, but you have been listening to Real Estate Mortgage Shop talking about retire smart, protect your home, your money, and your lifestyle. If you say, darn, I missed this show today, you haven't missed it. You can go to jogarner.com later and get this podcast and more. But I'm Joe Garner. I'm a mortgage officer. Connect with me at jogarner.com. We've got in the house Ed Hill of Masters Roofing.
Reach out to me, 901-273-6594.
And Donna Roach of Hearthside Senior Living.
901-651-2503.
Thank you for hanging out with us today on Real Estate Mortgage Shop. We love hanging out with you, and we will see you guys back next Saturday.